Hey guys, welcome back. So in this new video I'm going to show you about image compression and reducing number of read operations from Firebase. Okay, so I have these two primary aims for creating this tutorial. So basically you can make money and you can reduce the cost of Firebase. So now as you can see, a very basic calculation, I have created few cases. Okay, like if you create a user application where a single user uploads an image of 500 KB, so you can have 2000 users for 1 GB and 10,000 users for 5 GB storage, which is free every month. Okay, and I will create logic where we have to read data once from Firebase and then we can use it multiple times in multiple activities. Okay, so it will simply reduce the number of read operations from Firebase. So these two things will reduce the cost. Okay, and you can have 10,000 users for no cost. And if we talk about showing ads, so the banner ads, you can make $1 per 1000 impressions. It means that it is just a general data. Okay, it can increase from $1 to $5 for banner ads and $5 to $10 per interstitial ads, depends on the region where ads are showing. I'm showing this statistics for India. It is just a general, for an idea. It is not very precise. So for 2000 users, I mean for 1000 impressions, you can have $1, $5 until $10. So if you are showing rewarded video ads and you have 10,000 of users, so you can simply make $10 per 1000 impressions. It means that 10 into 10, so you can simply have around $100. Okay, if you are showing rewarded video ads, you can simply make $100 every month, and you have to pay $0 for Firebase cost. Okay, so you can see that if you will follow this tutorial logic and you will learn about image compression and reducing read operations, so you can have around 9 to 10,000 users using Firebase, and you will have to pay zero extra amount for database cost, and you can make minimum $40 to $50 easily using AdMob, showing ads. Okay, so this is a very simple tutorial that I'm going to show you in this, like how can we reduce an image and how can we fetch that data. Okay, so now I will simply show you, like I will click on this image, upload image, and then I will pick this image and I will show this bank icon, then upload. Image uploaded successfully. Now I will click on this fetch image. So here you can see that we have this bank icon that we uploaded. Okay, so now you can see that our application is working fine, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you that how can we reduce the size of image, reduce the number of read operations, and reduce the cost of Firebase, and show ads and make some good money. Okay, so without wasting time, let's start. So guys, very first of all, I have created an Android project and I have connected it with Firebase. Okay, if you don't know how to do this, you can watch my previous tutorials or playlist, like social media app, attendance management system, and chat system. I have multiple playlists and videos regarding this. Okay, now here we will start from the scratch and I will show you every step one by one. So very first of all, you can see we only have a single activity, which is the main activity. Okay, and now here after that I will create two more activities, which is I only have one activity, and now after that I will create two more activities, one for you can say uploading an image. Okay, and I will give it name image upload activity and then enter. And we have to wait for the Gradle process sync. And now after that I will create another activity which will be for fetching the image that we uploaded. Image fetch activity, enter. And again we have to wait till Gradle sync is working. And now we are ready to start. So very first of all, in the main activity I will simply use two buttons, and I will simply make this parent layout linear, and I have just added one basic text view, which is image compression. And then after that I will simply write button, that will be match parent, height will be wrap content, and text will be upload image, then simply we will give ID, which will be upload image btn, and then I will simply close it. Then again I will do one more button, and this will be fetch image. Okay, and you can see that my laptop is working slow, and you have to change the ID also, fetch image btn. Okay, and then after that I will simply make its layout gravity, layout some margin in the top, and that will be 50 dp, I guess will be fine. Okay, and for the next button I will give margin like 10 dp, and margin top 10 dp, and that's okay. So guys, now we only have two buttons, upload image, fetch image, and then I will simply open the main activity here, and I will declare variables button, and first one for the upload btn, second one will be for fetch btn, then semicolon, and inside on create you have to simply give the reference, which is a very important part. So simply write upload btn equals to find view by id r dot id dot upload btn image, and then fetch btn dot sorry equals to find view by id r dot id dot fetch btn image. Okay, so now when user will click on the upload btn, so we will simply click on set on click listener, then new, then view on click listener. Okay, and then after that we will use a intent, like intent equals to new intent, and we have to go from main activity to image upload activity. Simply write main activity dot this to image upload act dot class, then semicolon, then start activity, and pass the intent. Okay, so same thing we will do with the fetch btn, control plus d, and then simply write here fetch btn, and then you have to change the activity here is fetch sorry, what is the name of image fetch? Okay, image fetch activity dot class. Okay, so guys, now when we will run the application, so we will see this main activity, and here we will have two buttons, upload image, fetch image. When user will click on upload image, so we will go in this upload activity. When user will click on, so we will go on this fetch activity. Now after that, first of all we will work with this image uploading part. So I'm gonna use very basic layout design, so it will not be very, you know, kind of UI design tutorial. So I will simply use a linear layout that's quite easy to use, and I will simply give the orientation that will be vertical and gravity will be center. Just a very basic setting, or you can say very basic attributes. And then here I'm going to use a very basic image view that will be height will which will be match parent. Height will be, I guess, 250 dp is fine. Okay, scale type you can give I prefer center crop, and then I will give id, that will be image I will use short form iv underscore upload, and then I will simply give margin, that will be 10 dp. Okay, then close it. Here we have this image view, and for more better understanding I prefer using a drawable file, or you can say an icon, so we can understand that we have to pick a image. Here you have to simply write add how मैं बता दूंगा. So guys, now you can see that we have this image icon. So I will click on this OK, and then we will simply next, then finish. So I will simply pass the src as image. Okay, so now you can see that we have this image. Okay guys, and now after that I will simply give the background color, which will be color white. Okay, so now after that I will use a edit text for saving the, you can say, yeah, match parent. Height will be wrap content, and then int will be enter image name. Okay, then text color, very basic attributes. I'm just trying to make the video short and simple. Black color, and then margin 10 dp. Okay, and then id, the important one, id will be et iv name. So clear. Okay, now close it. So now we have a very basic image view, and we have this edit text. Okay, so after that I will use a button for uploading the image and save the name, so which will be match parent, height will be wrap content, and hint is going to be, sorry, we will use the text, not hint. So text will be upload, and id will be upload image btn. Okay, okay, and then after that I will simply give the margin, which will be 10 dp. Fine. Okay, then close it. So now we have a very basic activity, which is image view and edit text, and just upload button. Okay, so now we will go in this upload activity, and here first of all the things that you're gonna need is let me save some time. Okay, so here we will need an URI, where we will hold the URI of the image, selected image, and this upload task, which is needed for Firebase uploading process, storage reference, and Firebase storage, sorry, Firebase Firestore for saving the URL of the image, so we can fetch it inside application, and then bitmap for shrinking or compressing the image, and byte array output stream. Okay, so now for that I would like to give the reference, like we have an image view, so image iv upload equals to find view by id r dot id dot image view, sorry, iv upload. Then next we have edit text and et name, and here you have to write et iv name et. Okay, and then after that the last thing, button upload btn equals to find view by id r dot id dot upload image. Oops, there is a confusion. Upload image btn. Okay, so here it is, upload image btn. Make sure the IDs are correct, otherwise you will face runtime crashing. Okay, so now when user will click on the upload image btn, so we will simply create a method set on click listener, new dot view on click listener. Okay, and upload image, we will create a method, and then okay, so now we have this method. Okay, so guys, now we have successfully created the method for uploading the data. So but before that I would like to simply do is first of all we have to pick the image. So for that we will use the image view. So iv upload dot set on click listener, new, then view on click listener, and then inside it we will simply pass the code for fetching the, for picking the image. Okay, and the code is quite simple. We will use intent for that. Paste it. We can see the intent type will be image. If you want to pick video, you can simply pass video, and we will use action get content method, and then simply we have this pick image, which basically it is a here you can see integer variable. Okay, and also we have to create the reference. So let me copy it, and here I will paste it. Okay, and then simply db dot collection, and here you can simply pass is image data. Okay guys, so now we have given the reference, and we have given the reference for image view buttons, and now we are simply picking the image. And now when you will successfully pick an image, so what you have to do is we have to use a method which is called on activity result. And actually I can write all this complete code, but it is a very time consuming process, and I just want to make it simple and short. If you want the codes, you can simply visit my website, which is rajansharma.com, and where you will get all the images, sorry, you will get all the codes. What is the name of image upload image. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so we have to declare the variables globally, not locally. So now I'm going to write this image view IV upload, then edit text, which will be et name, and then button upload bdn semicolon. Okay, so now I have declared the variables globally. So now I should be able to use it outside the method. On create, simply import the slide and pass IV upload here. So now when user will simply pick an image, so we will show this data. Okay, and you can see that in the else part I'm not implementing anything. So in case if you want to do something, you can simply show that no image uploaded, sorry, no image selected. Okay, so here's the condition, like if you are running the application and you click on the image to pick a image, okay, image view, and you have not selected any image and you go back to the application, and in that scenario if application is crashing, so you can simply use try and catch method here. Let me show you try and catch exception e, and then you have to simply put this code inside this try method, and inside this exception you can show the toast message or like anything. Okay, so now we have done the picking part and also loading that image inside the image view. Okay, and when user will simply click an image, so we will do the validation if request code equals to 1, result code result okay. So we will simply convert that, we will simply get that data and save it inside this image URI. So basically this variable will hold the URI of that image for temporarily. If you will close the app or just simply close the application, so this data will be lost. Okay, so it will hold the value. Now after that this part we have another method. So this method will simply help you to get the extension of the image that you have selected. It can be JPG, it can be JPEG, PNG. It will simply find out the type of, or you can say extension of the image. Okay, and then after that here when user will simply click on the upload image, so now what we will do is we will simply first of all string et name equals to, and we will simply write mm, name. What is the name of et name? Okay, so here you have to write et name dot, sorry, name value, et name dot get text dot to string dot trim semicolon, and then after that you have to put the validation like if name value dot matches, it means that it is null. Okay, and image URI not equals to null. So we are simply putting a validation like if user have not selected anything, so what we will do, we'll simply show a toast message. No, here not. So if a user have not written anything in the name part and image URI is null, so we will show a toast message like please fill all fields. Okay, and in that part we will simply show a progress dialog that will be showing progress. First of all, import the data, and here you have to write image upload activity. Okay, and please uploading image. Now after that what you have to do is we will, yeah, finally now we will write the code for compressing the image. So here when user will click on the upload button, so first of all this method will execute. We will take the string, okay, and then we will validate if it is null or not. If it is null, so we will show like please fill all the fields. If it is not null, so we will start with the uploading part. Okay, and now you can simply put everything inside the try and catch. So in case if you face any error, so you will see that what is the reason of that error. So inside this try part, first of all we will compress the image. For compressing the image, simply copy this part of code, and first of all we will initialize the BMP bitmap as null and this final storage reference current millis plus get file extension. Okay, so this is how we will create a upload task, And then if you have a URI, so you can use this line of code for uploading the image as URI. If you have this byte, so you can use this put bytes method. Okay, now after that we have to write the code for fetching the URL of the image that we have uploaded. So let me copy this, and for getting this source code, you can simply visit rajeshsharma.com. Here you will get everything. Okay, so now let me show you from the starting. So this is a task. So guys, now after that this bmp equals to null. First of all, we'll compress the image, and after compressing it we will convert it in bytes, and then we will simply use this put bytes method for saving that image. And here we will simply getting the URL of the image. So you have to write this part of code: task, pass URI as parameter, URL upload task, continue with task. And here you will simply receive the URL, and inside is on complete listener. If task is successful, so we will simply get the URI of the image. Okay, and we will create a hash map for storing the values inside document Firebase Firestore. So here first of all we will storing the name, and then we will store the URL. The URL will be download URI dot toString. Okay, and then after that inside this on we will simply make this progress dialog dismiss, and then we will show a toast message which is image upload. Okay, and after that we will use this handler, and inside this handler we will simply go back to the main activity equals to new intent, and image upload activity dot this to main activity dot class, then start activity intent, and then pass finished. Okay, so guys, now when we have completed the part of uploading image and saving the value in database. Okay, the name and the URL. So this was a complete part of picking an image and then uploading it in database. Okay, so is now after successfully uploading the data and storing it inside real-time data, storing it inside the Firestore database, we will simply fetch the data. So very first of all, you can see that this is our image fetch activity, and here I will simply going to use a image view. Sorry, parent layout will be linear layout, and orientation will be vertical, gravity will be center, and I will simply use an image view, or we can go and copy the code from upload image activity so we can save some time. Okay, and simply control plus C, control plus V, and change this to text view. Okay, so enter image name, and then here we will give the text size 20 sp. Rest everything is fine. Okay, so change the IDs like name TV and IV fetch. Okay, now we have this image view and we have this text view. Okay, now we will go back in this Java part, and here first of all you have to declare variable image view, then text view, okay, and then simply give its reference image view equals to find view by ID r dot id dot iv fetch semicolon, then text view equals to find view by ID r dot id dot fetch what is the ID name TV, simply name TV semicolon. Okay, so now we have given the reference for both the variables. Now we will come back to the Java part. Very first of all, you have to declare the database variables for Firestore. Okay, and simply import it, make it snap and data reference. Okay, now after that database reference and the shared profile reference, I'm gonna copy paste both. Don't worry about the codes, you will get all the codes in rajeshsharma.com, and you can also let me know in comment section, so I will send you the codes. make sure you pass the correct path, otherwise your data will not fetch and you will face errors. Okay, you can see that this collection name is user, document is image data. Same thing here, collection user, document path, image data. Okay, and also again you have to give the initialize shared preference because we will store the value inside this. Okay, and after uploading the image, okay, so inside this main activity, guys, okay, so see, here is the thing, like for example, we have uploaded the image, okay, in this image upload activity, and we want to fetch it inside this image fetch activity. So now what I can do here is I can simply do this fetching part inside this main activity. Now you guys may think that inside this main activity we are not having this image view and this text view, then why you are fetching this data inside this main activity? So understand this scenario, like if you have to fetch this image URL, for example, if you have to fetch this image and image name in 5 activities, okay, so instead of fetching data 5 times directly from Firebase, what we can do is we can simply fetch it once inside this main activity, and then we can save that data inside shared preference. Okay, so we will save that data inside shared preference. So now after saving it that data locally, what we can do is we can fetch this locally saved data inside 5 activities. So instead of calling Firebase Firestore data 5 times directly from the server, we have to call it once from server, and then we can take that data locally inside the application using shared preference. So it will simply reduce the number of read operations from database. It will reduce the cost of sorry, it will reduce the cost of your project. It will simply, and we are performing the image compression, so it will take less storage on server. So basically you can have more users with less cost. So this is the logic behind creating this tutorial. So now we will instead of fetching the data inside this activity, what I'm going to do, I will simply cut this code and I will go in main activity. Yeah, so instead of fetching the data 5 times in 5 activities, you can simply fetch it in the very first activity that will be launched, and then you can simply get that data in other activities using shared preference. So now after that, inside this main activity, I will fetch the data directly from database, and then I will store it inside shared preferences. Okay guys, and here I would like to get the data. Okay, so inside this here you have to write data reference, simply importing. I'm just importing the codes, there is nothing very complicated. You guys may think that what I'm doing, I'm just importing everything. Okay, so now you can see that inside this image upload activity we have the same reference. Like here we have this user image data, same thing I'm doing here in this main activity. Okay, image user data, and then after that we will simply use this get method to get data. First of all, we will fetch the name of image and then URL. Okay, like in this upload image activity you can see the values that we are using, and inside this we have this name URL. Okay, inside this main activity we are fetching this name and URL. After fetching this value, we will simply store this data, or you can simply cut this part of code and then simply paste it here, Control plus V. Okay, so now we have this shared preference, and inside the shared preference I'm saving this name and URL value locally. So the benefit of storing it locally is the you don't have, if even if your device don't have internet connection and you open the application, still you will be able to see the data. Okay, if you don't have an internet connection and you will not save it locally inside the shared preference, you have to call the data again and again and again and again from database, and that will simply increase the cost of your project. So in this video, what I'm trying to show you is how you can reduce the storage cost, how you can reduce the project cost, and you can have multiple more users. Let's say for example, if your one user is uploading their profile picture on Firebase, okay, and the image is taking 500 KB, it means that two users will upload image and it will take 1 MB. Okay, So basically you can say like or for more easy example, let's say for example, if one user is uploading an image in Firebase storage and it is taking 1 MB, so now you can have 1000 users and then it will take 1 GB of your storage. So when you will implement this logic, when you will implement this technique, so you can simply reduce the cost of your storage, you can simply reduce the cost of your server, you can have more than 1 2 3000 users without any charges. Okay, it will be free and it will be very less storage, you know. So now after that we will simply fetch the data and we will store it inside the shared preferences. Okay, and now when you want to fetch it, so how you can simply fetch it inside this image text view, what you have to do, you have to simply fetch this data like that and remove this and make it name, make it URL, and just simply get application and then import this glide. It should be text view. Okay, and okay, and it should be URL, and here we will pass that image view. Okay, so this is a simple logic. See, we uploaded the data inside this image upload activity and then we fetched that data inside this main activity and we stored it locally inside the shared preference. Now from this shared preference we can fetch this data anywhere in the application and endless times. There will be no problem with database. Okay, even if your device is offline, still you will be able to fetch the data using shared preference. So that was a complete logic behind creating this tutorial. I hope you guys understood everything very clearly what I explained in this tutorial. And if you like this tutorial, if you want the source code, you can simply visit rajensharma.com or you can let me know in comment section. Okay, you and I will provide you the codes. Okay, and then we are storing it. Okay, everything is fine. Oh, there is a problem. The shared preference value is wrong, so here you have to pass user. And now when you will run the app again,